are gifted like so many different talents, so many different things. And because of that, you can't stay in one box. There was a time where all I could identify myself was the job that I did as a publicist. God has been saying for a while now, like, you are more than that. There is more to you. Like, there's more to you than your occupation. There is more to you than your role at home. There's more to you. You are not just a mom. You are not just a wife, okay? You are not just an entrepreneur, all right? You are not just a person, whatever job title at your job. There is more to you. That means that you are more than just one title, but you are a woman of God. You are a man of God. You are a leader. You are multi hyphenated. You have multiple gifts. You have multiple skills.
Welcome to Be Real with Sarah, where the bee may sting and the real never dies.
Welcome to Be Real with Sarah, y'all, where the bee may sting, but the real never dies. I hope y'all are having a great day. I hope you are feeling calm. I hope you are feeling relaxed, okay? Because we're going to talk about something today that I feel like we all want, but we just don't, either we don't know how to get there. I don't know. We're going to deal with all the emotions that come with this. But we're going to talk about a great topic that I've experienced, you probably experienced, and we need to really talk through that thing. So we're going to have maybe like a mental health therapy session because it's a tough topic. But we're going to talk about elevation. What does elevation mean? Now, if you are churchy, that is one of those things where literally people go crazy about God is going to elevate you. He's going to accelerate you. He's going to do all, and we get so excited about that. But it came to me recently where we need to really dissect what true elevation is. I didn't understand it when it was told that, God is going to elevate you. He's going to take you to a new level. He's going to take you to the next level. He's going to take you higher and higher and higher. There's nowhere in between that talks about what goes in between those levels of higher, higher, higher. And honestly, I gotta keep it real with you. Elevation can be scary. Trust me. It can be scary. It can be overwhelming. You got to think about it. If you are at a certain place right now in your life, and to say you don't like it, and you want more, it's like, I want more out of life. Like, we all want more out of life. We want more. We want more stuff, more money, but less work. Like, that's what we want, right? But there is that in between area that we don't even show that on social media. All right. The 6 figures, the 7 figures, all of that takes a certain level of work, dedication, that's needed to accomplish that comfortability in that particular lifestyle. All right. And that's what we don't talk about. I have experienced elevation at certain periods in my life. I came off this high. To some, I may look like I'm at a high, but y'all, I had to sit in that and I said, it was one of those things. I think of this emoji where I was like on this roller coaster and I'm just like shaking. Like, I'm like, oh my God, like I'm at this high level and everything is being thrown at me. And when I really look at it, hindsight, and I look at, why was I so overwhelmed? Truthfully, I was not prepared. Like, I was not prepared for the things that came my way that elevated me. Seriously. Like, I just was not prepared. And the first preparation is mentally. And honestly, when you are really being elevated, say you are being promoted for a job, so you're just looking at the money. You're looking at the benefits. You are looking at just maybe the status, the proximity, the different opportunities that you're going to get, right? That's what you're looking at. That's what made, that's a desire of yours, and that's totally fine. But that level of responsibility to go to that next level, to have that position, to have that particular client or that project requires a whole different level of accountability and responsibility that you may not have been trained for, and you may not be ready, and you may not have the resources. You can take it from me. I will never forget, we were going through, and we go through this in business, we go through like the highs and ebbs and flows of life and of, billing and accounting, like with our numbers. And so we're going up and we're going down. And so most recently last year, I experienced like, okay, I'm working on these projects, cool, but I just want more. Like it's a different level of clientele that we want to tap into. And so God actually answered that prayer. We did, and it got, it was steady, like it was great. Then I started to see a little bit more of an influx with a different type of clientele, in which that's what I had prayed for, I had desired for. But when I tell you the pressing and the stretching that it took, and I'm not just talking about the work, I'm talking about dealing with the personalities, the different types of people. When you are placed in a certain space and you are placed in a certain room, or you have to sit at a table, we talk about God prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies, a particular seat, right? We're not thinking about there are people at this table that really either don't know, they obviously don't know what you do, they don't know what you can bring to the table. These people at the table may be more smart, they may be smarter, more educated, they may have a different level of skill set, but you know that your gift and skill set, qualified you for that particular seat and position. So you're nervous, you could be, facing intimidation. Like these are all real emotions. Like again, we don't ever be so overly spiritual, right? Where you can't, try to realize like you're human. So you have all these human emotions, but there's a reason why you're there. You got to prove yourself. You got to show yourself. And to prove yourself, you've got to really like do the work, put in the hours. Sometimes you may overcompensate because you're like, no, I deserve to be here. I deserve this position. And so when you are faced in these different spaces and these different areas of your life, whether it's your career, personal, professional, you are at a crossroads like, okay, Lord, you are the reason why I'm in this space. You are the reason why I got this job. You are the reason why I got this contract. That means that you have to give me everything that I need to be able to accomplish every task, every deliverable, anything that I need to really say that I've sealed the deal, that I'm the most qualified one for the job. And that part is scary because we feel like, how did we get here? What did we do? What do we do to sustain this? That is a mental journey that I have experienced. Like, whoa, I just wasn't expecting all these inquiries. I wasn't expecting, all of these questions. I wasn't expecting all of these, relationship conflicts. Like it is a lot. It is a lot. And now there is a saying that God won't put more on you than you can bear. I'm not sure where we got that from, but I had to sit with that before recording, and I said, I'm not sure where we got that from, but I'm gonna be honest. Let's think about that. God will not put more on you than you can bear. And I honestly argued that because I said, nah, he will, because the strength of him is who helps us to thrive, right? And so if it is more than I can bear, like if it's more like, oh my gosh, like I can't handle this, is too much. Like in our mind, we're like, oh, this is too much for me to handle. Then essentially, if it's too much for me to handle, that means that either I need to relax and I need to give whatever I feel like I cannot handle to the Lord. And I need to say, all right, this is what I have. This is my capacity, God. Help calm me. Give me one thing I always say is like, give me the peace that surpasses all understanding. Like, I don't know how I'm calm right now because everything is going crazy, but you're going to give me that peace. All right. And that is the part about elevation. So for you, you're saying, I want to go to the next level. You are going to go to the next level, right? But there is a certain level of preparation that we have to accomplish or that we have to go through to get to that next level. Because anytime that I've ever been elevated, whether it was in my business or professionally, I have literally struggled mentally and I've asked the hard questions like, whoa, how did I get here? I'm in a personal elevated stage right now, and it's not even professional. There was a time where all I could identify myself was the job that I did as a publicist. God has been saying for a while now, like, you are more than that. There is more to you. Like, there's more to you than your occupation. There is more to you than your role at home. There's more to you. You are not just a mom. You are not just a wife, okay? You are not just an entrepreneur, all right? You are not just a person, whatever job title at your job. There is more to you. It is literally our kingdom inheritance to be in elevated spaces and elevated places. So what does that mean? That means that you are more than just one title. So you don't box yourself in because you are a mom of so many children. God bless your soul. But you are a woman of God. You are a man of God. You are a leader. You are multi hyphenated. You have multiple gifts. You have multiple skills. If you decided you wanted to start something because you're like, you know what, I'm so good at this, and maybe you're not even thinking about that. Maybe you're just good at something, and people are like, oh my gosh, you need to do more of this. Did you not know that's a skill set? That's a gift. And I promise you, it may not even have the title mom to it or title wife to it. We are gifted like so many different talents, so many different things. And because of that, you can't stay in one box. So we have to get out of the mindset to say how or why, you know, am I only supposed to stay in this one area? Because you're not. You're supposed to move around. You're supposed to be uncomfortable. You're supposed to, go to the next level. But what is scary is, what does the next level look like? Well, I can tell you right now, the next level that we're all called to is anything but stagnation. It's anything but us being at this one place. Like if you are tired and you sick and tired, and I mean I'm talking about sick and tired and sick and tired and sick and tired, the moment you say, I'm gonna change, I'm gonna do something about it. And let's dissect this. If you work in a job and you're saying, I wanna make a change, like I wanna see something different. I'll never forget, I went to a conference and this lady said, she didn't go into the dissecting of what I just mentioned about, I want to make a change, but you could tell basically on what she was saying that this person wanted something more for herself. She saw a position open in a company and she went to the right person to kind of put a feeler out and say, you know what, I'm actually interested in this position. And she went for the position. I'm pretty sure that this position was a higher position in the company, which obviously means more visibility for her and obviously probably a pay bump, right? But unfortunately, as the lady explained, she didn't get the role. But she said, I was actually proud of her for putting herself out there, and actually making contact with me. And she said, from that moment, I put more visibility and eyes on her and I saw her grow. And do you not know? They had an opportunity that became available just because of the work that she had been putting in. She put herself out there. She spoke to the right person. She didn't get the role. She didn't give up. She still stayed at the company. And after seeing the work that she did and she put in, her confidence built. That is what is needed for this next level. When you're saying, like, what does that even look like? It looks like making small steps to trying to make a change in your life. Now, when we talk about what's the difference between like fear and actually, how do we decipher fear from actually being in purpose, right? Or actually like, this is what's for me. One thing I've noticed is that if you're feeling stagnation, if you're feeling like nothing is changing and nothing is moving in your life, then my challenge is to you is, have you done what you are supposed to do? Have you made the steps that you're supposed? Have you listened to God? Have you obeyed what He told you to do the last time? Anytime, anytime I saw just a lot of resistance, a lot of push, a lot of pull, it was like I went through it so much because I'm not even gonna lie, I'm a stubborn bull. And so I thankfully I had like people in my corner and I was like, you know what? I think I know what I need to do. I need to do X, Y, and Z. And so when I did that, I started to get just a revelation like, okay, this is why you've been through this. This is why you're seeing this. This is why you're meeting this person. This is why you got this feedback. And we start to do self evaluations on ourselves. I don't, I will say sometimes that when God has elevated me, and again, we think about elevation in just this gimme, gimme, gimme attitude, or I'm going to get all this money, I'm going to get all this status, I'm going to get all of this stuff. Let me tell you something. Elevation comes with a certain level of pruning. When I was being elevated, when I saw elevation, I kid you not, I was crying a lot. I was going through a lot of emotions. The money was the least of my concern. I promise you. Money is going to be the least of your concern. Your biggest battle is going to be the mental state of where you are. You almost are going to, you almost can't almost not even take in the moment. I remember being told that do not miss what God is trying to do in your life. Do not take these congratulatory wishes from people lightly. Do not forget where you came from and why you are deserving of this moment. Do you know, like, majority of us can't even sit in the moment of what he has given us. When we finally get to the promise, we over here like, well, Lord, I don't know. Like, why me? Why is this happening? Are you sure? Me? Like, and we go through this a lot. And I can't lie that after I received it, I can't lie and say, like, I didn't go back to God and be like, you sure? Did I make a mistake? Because that's what the enemy wants us to do, right? But the real thing is, like, you are deserving. Why do we feel like we're not deserving of the elevation, of the acceleration? Except look at you define acceleration. It's very quick, it's very fast. It's like your head will swim. Ask yourself, are you ready for what that looks like? Now, me right now, I gotta keep it real with you. I can't even lie to you that I'm not even mad at the steady pace that I'm at. Like, I can't even, because I know the God I serve. The moment it stopped being steady, it's gonna be so crazy. You're gonna think my hair got static. It's gonna be crazy. I know it. That's when, if you feel like you are going through something super slow right now, and let's say you have crossed all the boxes, you're doing the hard work, you're doing not the hard work, the hard work, and you're doing what all you're supposed to do, I can guarantee, and I want you to come back to me, it is going to take off. And you are gonna be like, what in the world hit me? Literally. Okay. And that's the stage that I want to mentally prepare you for. Whether it's, and this can be, acceleration could be seen in your family, it could be seen in your personal life, in your professional life. You just start to see things happening. You start to see things coming together. You start to see people, you start to see new relationships form. You start to see old relationships come back together. Everything is just, I think we are in such a prosperity culture. We want all the things that literally means nothing to God. Money is nothing. Is that is nothing to him. There are so many more important things on the agenda that needs to be accomplished. What if God is trying to expose you to different cultures and different experiences? What if God is trying to expose you to somebody to save their life? That is, you would be surprised at, that is a form of elevation. Imagine a season where you have been hidden, you have never been seen, nobody knows your name, and all of a sudden, God has opened up spaces and doors for you to be in spaces where you can talk, you can minister, you can actually connect people together. Like, think about that. Think about how amazing that is. Think about how God can put you in the forefront. And that's the part that we don't even think about. We don't even think about that. I think I am enjoying the steadiness. I'm enjoying that, like, it's okay. Well, and let me be honest, I was not always happy about it, because I think for me, and we just being honest, I felt like when it was slow, that my worth was tied to the momentum. Let that sit in. I thought that my worth and my value was tied to, oh, well, you're not accomplished because it's slow right now. You're not as where you need, you're not valuable because you're just doing the same old thing. It's the same old just conversation, the same old discussion. And that is a lie. That is a lie. What if this is a protecting season? What if God is protecting me? What if God is trying to protect my peace? What if he's trying to protect my space? What if, what if, what if? It's not true. And so now I'm actually beginning to appreciate, and probably this is where I know it's about to get crazy, right? Because I'm like, I think I'm getting a little too spoiled with just, it's peaceful, it's steady, or maybe since I came from such a super fast culture, like, and I remember my friend was just telling me this recently. She was like, I just felt like in Atlanta, you just worked a lot. And I was, Atlanta is hustle culture. It is grind culture. And I remember coming over here, I remember a friend was telling me, oh, she's like, girl, you about to slow down here, girl. People, and I had multiple friends tell me, like, you about to slow down. Like, it's different here. Child, they did not lie. Now, this is for me. This is everybody doesn't experience this. But I was like, man, I said, maybe God is really trying to do something different in my life that I just haven't experienced. It's almost like it's peaceful. Now, granted, have I hit all the goals that I want to hit? No. But one thing I will tell you in your waiting season is you will learn patience, you will learn humility, you will learn joy, you will learn meekness. Okay. I learned in my waiting season, unfortunately, but fortunately, the uh thing of the whole idea of patience. What does patience look like? And I'm still going through it. When God is working on you, he is actively working on you, meaning he's actively working on me in the realm of patience. Okay. Because we want it quick, we want it fast. That's the culture that we're in. We can get it. You can't give it to me, I can get it from somebody else. Like that's the culture that we're in, right? But the patient side is one of those things where he gonna move when he wanna move. Okay. This is his work. This is his game. Okay. I am just a player in it. I'm just a vessel that is being used in it. Okay. Anytime he wants to bring me into manifestation of that moment, that's what he's going to do when he wants to do it. All right. He just needs to wait. He just needs me to wait on him. Okay. And not get weary and well doing. Okay. Don't get weary. And also he worked on humility. I will say that if this is 2026, the 2022 Sarah, the pandemic Sarah, baby, is a whole new person. I don't talk the same. I don't look the same. I don't walk the same. Even 2023, 2024. My biggest season of suffering brought out so much. It removed comfortability. Now if I gotta get up and move, I'm gonna get up and move. Clearly. Clearly, I ain't gonna really want to, but hey, one thing about it is anything that you lost, you can gain and you can gain it bigger and better. I'm telling you, I'm a living witness of it. Okay. If you feel like if you've been following me from my journey, I went through this season of not having feeling obviously not having enough to cover bills, cover necessities, dealing with eviction letters, and sent to my email addresses and things like, but God was actually working in the middle. But because I did not get the immediate deposit, I did not see the immediate of what he was doing. I had already gotten approved for assistance. I had got, and what's crazy, God was sending projects and things like he was doing it, but it didn't go my way. I wanted it now. Now you want it right now at this moment. What character is that building? What is it building in you? After that whole experience, I said, my hands was up. I said, God, anything you want to do. Okay. I was like, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to move. I need a fresh start. And that's what he did. Now, and it's still, even in that process, it still did not look like how we want it to be perfect. I know I do. I want it to go a certain way. I'm a dreamer. So I have dreamed it all how I wanted it to go. Okay. Even down to a husband. I have dreamed it. Like, this is how I want him to say it. This is how I want him to plan it. This is how I want this man to look. Okay. This is how I want it to look in my marriage. Child, as every married woman has told me, is just to get rid of my list. But it's a whole nother conversation. But my point is, yes, he gives the desires of our heart as long as it aligns with his will. That's the part that we always be like, oh, yeah, he's going to desires of your heart. If it aligns with his will for your life, that's the other part of that statement. All right. And so I have just learned to I am also still learning to just, Sarah, take a deep breath, understand that your plan is just, there are parts of what you desire and what you want. God will grant, but there are some things that God wants to do in the middle of your plan. And because he has a bigger one that you literally don't even have the mindset to imagine. So when we talk about elevation, I'm not gonna lie, it is gonna be huge. It is going to be big. It's going to be massive. It's going to be a lot of changes. There's going to be a different level of accountability. There's going to be a different level of responsibility. It comes with a different level of visibility where your name is seen, your name is highlighted. Maybe people talk about you good and bad. Maybe you are in a position where people, withhold things from you, and you find that out, and then you're going through like, why me? Why am I going through this season of persecution? But yet, God, you're elevating in certain areas. There's such a struggle, but at what point in that do we say, okay, God, you put me in this position, then that means I have to go through this. That means you're with me all the way. For me, I'm in a season of expectation. Even though it's slow and steady, I expect nothing but goodness. I expect nothing but greatness. And I expect big things. But also in the middle of this, what am I doing? I'm preparing. I'm just not preparing mentally. I'm preparing, okay, what are the things, because I'm praying for these things, right? You're praying for something, but yet you got to ask yourself, are you preparing? Are you preparing? Okay. Are you preparing? You want to lose weight? Are you preparing? When I decided, and I didn't know this, this is, I'm going to tell you elevation. I'm gonna give, and I like to educate because I feel like things that I've experienced are just kind of one of those baseline teaching. January 2024, I was 300 pounds. 300 pounds. Maybe I love me a good old seafood bowl. I love me some honey buns, donuts. I love bread. I was just so big. Okay, it was big. All right. But I remember, cause food is good. I don't care what nobody say. I don't care what nobody say. And I'm in a program. It is good. That food is so good. Brunches, it's good. Okay. But I remember praying before and I said, Lord, take the taste out of my mouth. But I kept eating. I just kept eating. And then my sister who does my hair, shout out to Black Label. I'm wearing Black Label now. She was like, just give me a shot. She started a program. She's like, just give me a shot. And I remember in my head, I was struggling with food. I did it. I started January the 24th, 2024. And I tell people all the time when they see me now and they say, oh my God, you're such a difference, such a change. That physical discipline in your life. And I still struggle with physical discipline now, because it's a struggle. It is you are literally fighting your desire. Your desire is to rest, it's to chill, it's to not move or whatever. But the more you work out, your body will say, hey, I want you to get to moving, I want you to get to doing something. But that was a when I made the decision to take my health serious and to change my physical outlook of how I looked, and take my health serious with what I consumed in my body and really treated my body like a temple. That is really what catapulted me into this current season. Well, now that I'm over here 2 years later, I can honestly say it started from physical discipline. The moment you can say, I'm going to discipline my body, I'm going to discipline what I consume. This could be conversation. This could be, drinking, smoking, food, so many different variables. When I say I'm going to eliminate anything that distracts me from where I'm trying to go, and you stick with it, no matter how hard, maybe you fall and you say, dang, I got off, but you kept going. It's a mental like battleground that you're going through to try to push past. And I can promise you, if you go through the process, you will not have that desire anymore. And even if you do gain that desire back, you have such a strong power, strong will that you say, you know what, I've done this before. I know how to get myself back up. I think we just forget as people that we can always get up and try again. And we can succeed even better and have more wisdom and insight when we try it again. So that right there is a perfect, example of elevation. Is that I didn't know what was 2 years down the line. I didn't know what was a year down the line, 18 months down the line, 6 months down the line. But when I saw that if I could just discipline myself in my eating, that the changes was going to be seen in my body. I couldn't believe it. When I went and worked out for 6 weeks and ate right, and I never took the pictures. Well, I had the pictures, but I never did a side by side. And then when my coach sent me that, I was shocked. Because sometimes we are working out and we don't think we see any changes. And I'm like, no, it's definitely changes. Like I weight train 5 days a week. I'm stronger. I'm noticing that when I first started at my gym, that there was weights that I was very hard. Now it's like, all right, let's add more weight to it. And I've been working out there 5 months. So I'm like, man, the more you do it, the more you put into it, the more you consume of that good, that positive stuff, you can only get stronger. And that is our love. That is how we prepare. That is how we put in the work to be elevated, to receive acceleration. What we steward with little, God rewards us with stewarding with much. All right. So remind yourself that one, I'm deserving. to be elevated to go to this next place. It's going to happen for me. I know there's this conversation around like manifesting and stuff. No, out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. You got to believe it in your heart that you are deserving. I am a child of a king. I'm royalty, baby. Like, I'm rich. I'm wealthy. I am deserving of all great things as long as I align with the will of God that He has over my life. So understand and know that you are here, that it is here for you. And you are just right now, you are preparing for this season of elevation, and it may feel scary, but remind yourself that you are in purpose and you are not alone. All right. So I hope that helped you. That is our mental health awareness check. I'm excited. And if you are experiencing and going through elevation and you feel like it is scary, let's talk about it. Let's chat about it. Let's figure out ways on how you can overcome that imposter syndrome that the world tries to remind us that we are not qualified to be in the position that we are. Or if you're enjoying this season of elevation, I want to know all about it. Let us know. And until next time, guys, you already know. Make sure that you always be real, that you spread the honey, and just be